Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the summary for the day of 372 for the 2nd of March. And let's start off with the biggest news over the past 24 hours, which is the Ukrainian raid across the border into Russian territory in the Bryansk region from the Chernihiv region in Ukraine. So information coming out from the Bryansk region's governor, Alexander Bogomov, say that Ukrainian DRGs, or Deep Reconnaissance Group, have entered into their Klimovsky district and into the village of Lyubezhany. And then the saboteurs reportedly fired at a car. One civilian was reportedly killed. The child was injured. And then law enforcement and armed forces of Russians actually was sent in to deal with it. And then the Russian troops were reportedly fighting. But tentatively, I'm not sure. Maybe it could be also, just security forces or just border guards. Anyway, there was information of further information that Susani was also attacked. And so according to the information coming out from the pro-Russian sources, they said that they took some hostages within the village of Sushani, which is here. So this Lyubezhany, this Sushani, and they also blew up an electrical substation and a gas station. And then there was reportedly a hostage being taken at Lyubezhany. There's also information that they attempted to attack the schools. But there was no one in school because they are all studying from home. And so the Russian Volunteer Corps, which is a Russian rebel group, announced just months ago that joined the Ukrainian armed forces, actually claims responsibility. Although I think that the force is largely still Ukrainian in nature, and eventually they withdrew back into Bryansk. So for more information of this incident, I've created a quick update on this. You can find it on the DPA War channel. And then moving on, in the Southern Front. At the Southern Front, we have a Ukrainian Sukhoi 25 shot down over Kreminna. And this is an ongoing thing that we have already reported quite a number of Ukrainian aircraft getting shot down. Usually Sukhoi 25 over this Kherson region. And it seems like I mentioned previously, it seems like the Ukrainians are using the aircraft to conduct airstrikes on Russian positions along the Dnipro River. It seems like they are preparing the ground for some kind of offensive. For those that missed it, there was a new naval vessel being sent to Antonivka, which is here, Antonivka, and it was transported across the road, the main road. The photos was taken by maybe pro-Russian civilians that was sent to the pro-Russian sources. And then there was also reinforcement of territorial defense and Polish and English speaking mercenaries into Kherson. So something is brewing. We are not sure what it is just yet. Moving on to the Zaporizhia region. At the Zaporizhia region, we have shelling being reported at Kayamsky and Mala Tomashka. Both is reported by the Russian Defense Ministry. There is rumors from pro-Ukrainian source that there was a Russian attack from Lukove and Petikaki. However, due to the lack of such information from primary sources, I did not indicate, because indicating such information is pretty risky. I'm still assessing the credibility of this pro-Ukrainian source, so I didn't mark it into the map. And that's all from the Zaporizhia line. Moving into the Donetsk Front. At the Donetsk Front, we have shelling reported at Voleda, according to the Russian Defense Ministry. The previous yesterday's reported information of the Russian attack into the Dacha regions east of Voleda was not mentioned over the past 24 hours. The entire situation over at the Dacha in the Mikhailsk region also have no idea what happened to them. I wonder why the Russians did not try to encircle them or something. No idea. nothing is happening seemingly. And moving on, at Marinka, we have fighting being reported at Marinka according to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. No other details. A Ukrainian Mi-8 that is shot down over Kharkivka, according to the Russian Defense Ministry. So this shot down by a Russian fighter jet, and then over at the Avdiivka Front. So at the Avdiivka Front, the Russians continue to make their attack over in this region here, in this way, and to in the attempt to eventually, you know, encircle Avdiivka. So the information, Deep State UA reported fighting at Nevelsky as well as at Vodian. The Ukrainian Defense Ministry reported fighting in the area of Chevenay, which is actually here. And in the northern part of Avdiivka, there was fighting reported at Kayanka, according to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. Deep State UA also reported fighting at Krasnohorivka, and there is also fighting near Novobakhmutivka towards this location called Mon, which I have no idea where it is. I'm not sure if it's actually Novokalinove, Karamik, or Oleksandropil, but I don't think it's Oleksandropil because I did see many times that Oleksandropil is simply called Oleksandropil. So not exactly sure. For those that you know where is Mon, do let me know. I have no idea where is Mon. And also, all this information, as you can see, is purely reported by Ukrainian Defense Ministry and the Deep State UA, pro-Ukrainian source. The Russian sources did not mention anything about this region. Curiously, so moving on. There's nothing on the New York front. As usual, this is the unwanted front. No one likes New York. You know, maybe a lot of never mind. Moving on to Bakhmut Front. At the Bakhmut Front, there's nothing over at Bilhora and Dilyevka. In the Ivanivsky region, there is a geolocation of Ukrainian forces at this location. The video shows Ukrainian BMPs and infantry fighting vehicle moving all the way to the edge of the forest, dropping off infantry, and then yeah, that's it. So, and then there is fighting reported towards Stupovsky, according to the Deep State UA, the pro-Ukrainian source. Fighting is reported in the southwest of Ivanivsky, probably around the forest region, probably engaging the Ukrainian forces that have landed here. And there is fighting reported at Ivanivsky region, according to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. Ryba actually mapped the Russian forces to be very near to the front line, to the roads. Based on the mapping, it's just merely half a kilometers away from the roads. And so no, the Russians are pushing this way. They are engaging the Ukrainian forces, pushing this way and attacking this way, with the Ukrainian forces trying to attack. Eventually, the aim is still to take the road, probably along the forest line, and take out the road and disable this road from Ukrainian usage. And moving on, at the Bakhmut city itself, just to draw what is happening. Southwest attack in the south, in the southeast, in the east, northeast, in the north, and also fighting at Kromove and towards the road. And you can see, yeah, it's basically everywhere. In the southwest, it's reported by SITREP maps. They reported fighting in this region. The distance between the front line and Kosokolsky Street is merely 200 meters. So, over at the southern side of Bakhmut, there is fighting reported around here, according to SITREP maps, and the Russian forces seems to have captured the road here. Previously, they did not. They were actually just here, so they managed to push northward, and then just northeast of this position, the Russian forces have captured Borysa Krynska Street, which is actually this street here. So the Russian forces are pushing in this direction towards the river, and of significance is that while the river the bridges are all destroyed, the river is actually here. The Russian forces pushing towards the river can be met with the Russian coming from Opitne, and if the Russians are able to create some kind of a bridgehead through this force from the south, they will be able to allow crossings for the forces from the east to cross over into the city center regions. And moving on to the north, to the east, continue to the east, there is fighting reported towards the aerodrome. So there is this aerodrome around here, and the Russian forces is currently attacking towards that direction. And the Ukrainian Defense Ministry simply reported fighting in Bakhmut, so there's nothing to talk about it. In the northeast part of Bakhmut, the Russians are continuing to make very slow push in this direction, and I would say that whoever the Ukrainian soldiers is in charge of holding this position, they must be seriously depressed, because they are literally among the furthest away from the retreat, the exit, of Bakhmut. It's like they have to cross a river or two, and then they have to travel, all the way, or travel all the way to get out. Like, they are among the furthest. And the other one that will be pretty depressed are the ones here in the north of Bakhmut, in the non-ferrous metal plant, which looks exactly like the Azovstal, totally entire similarly Soviet era factory design. The Russian forces have captured more territory. Previously was something around like this. They have managed to continue to push down, and they are now at the edge of the factory. And so as such also, this part of the area is reported by Surya Maps, and then this area here talking about fighting near the plant is actually reported by Raiba. And oh, I forgot to mention this, is that the meat processing plant, the meat grinding plant here, or meat processing plant around here, has been captured. The entire area here, this entire area here has been captured by the Russian forces, according to pro-Ukrainian source Deep State UA, with their mapping. The Ukrainian mapping actually mapped the front line to be around like this. So this actually, previously our Russian front line is around like this. So now we can confirm that the Russians have pushed and made good progress around this region. As previously mentioned, this could be a direct result of the blowing up of the dam, because the Ukrainians previously blew up the dam. The river water moved northward and then southward, and then this probably caused all this flooding probably caused the Ukrainian forces to just not stay in that place. In the northwest part of Bakhmut, we have the Wagner forces continue to attack against Kromove, and they are also trying to push towards the retreat route from Kromove. The Russian forces currently have fire control over the road, so traveling on the road is still possible. The Ukrainians are still able to use the road to reinforce or to retreat. However, they can be subjected to attack by the Russian forces that is currently around half a kilometer, 500 meters away. So a bit far for rifles, but definitely within range for anti-vehicles missiles. So currently the Ukrainians are able to hold a position at Kromove. They are making a good stand around this region, preventing Russians from taking over. I'm quite sure the Ukrainian command understand the importance of Kromove, so they are going to send a lot of troops to make sure that they are able to hold this position in case they need to retreat and use this road. So if they need to if they want to use this road, then they need to hold this position over here. Moving on, Prigozhin just published a video, taunting the Ukrainians to withdraw on their only road left from Bakhmut. So, and I feel that this is a taunt. I think it will just stir with the ego of the Ukrainians and make them choose to stay and fight instead. And that probably fits what Wagner wants. The Anyway, this entire report on the Bakhmut, in more details, you can check out the quick update and analysis on the main channel, the DPA main channel, the at Defense Politics Asia, youtube.com at Defense Politics Asia. Do check it out. And over at this area, which is the northwest area of Bakhmut, the Russian forces continue to push for Bodanivka, Krychorivka, moving out from Dubovo-Vasilivka, as well as moving towards Orekhovo-Vasilivka. The front line changes here is currently unknown. We're not sure if the Russian or the Wagner forces actually managed to make any progress, but the direction fighting is currently reported as such, with the Ukrainian Defense Ministry reported the fighting near Bodanivka, Krychorivka, and Orekhovo-Vasilivka, as well as at the region of Dubovo-Vasilivka, all reported by the Ukrainian Defense Ministry. Deep State UA located Russian forces at this position in this area here, south of Dubovo-Vasilivka, which allow us to indicate the front line should be around here. And this actually is a concession by the Ukrainian side, because previously they thought that it's not that bad. Now they have to, push back the front line to show this exact progress that the Russians have taken, which actually corroborates the information that the Russian actually captured this entire, oops, wrong color, this entire area here around this Bakhivsky reservoir. So yeah, a bit tongue-tied there. And moving on, in the Fedorivka, Vasyukivka, Rozdolivka region, in this region here, we do not have any reports of fighting. And maybe everyone just take their troops and move it to around the Bakhmut region. And into the Siversk Front now. At the Siversk Front, we have fighting reported at Sperne. According to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, they also reported fighting at Bilohorivka in the Luhansk region. Into the Kreminna Front, fighting continues to be reported within the Bryansk forestry. Here in the Ukrainian Defense Ministry simply mentioned near Kreminna. And fighting is also reported mostly in the northern part of Kreminna, with the attack across the entire front line at Yampolivka, near Chevrno-Popivka, near at Nevsky, near Ploshchanka and Makievka. Information coming from the Russian Defense Ministry. Yeah, it seems like everyone is Russian Defense Ministry. Deep State UA is the one that reported the one at Ploshchanka as well as at Makievka. Moving on from the Kreminna Front into the Sviatove Front, there is no offensive being reported at Novoselivsky or Stemekivka, which is usually where the fighting was reported. There's only shelling being reported at Novoselivsky. And over in the Kupyansk Front, we have fighting reported at Mesyotivka, according to the Deep State UA. The Russian Defense Ministry, however, only reported shelling at Mesyotivka as well as at the area near Vyshanka. Otherwise, that's all from the Kupyansk Front. And nothing at the Kharkiv Front, and that's it. This is a summary for the day of 372 for the 2nd of March. Do press the like button if you have not pressed, subscribe if you are new to this channel, and share this to your friends, contact and family for those that want accurate information on the situation in Ukraine. Because all the sources are being reported. You can see all the sources. It is as neutral and as accurate as it can be. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the wait. I forgot to report about this. There is a Ukrainian Sukhoi 24 shot down over Mikhailivka, which is just south of Holivka. This is shot down by the Russian Air Force. So anyway, yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next update.